Hello friends, CoachAMillerLight here. So I sat today in the sunshine after meditation and I wrote down the teachings of Abraham word for word. This was from Money and the Law of Attraction, the audiobook. Here's what I wrote. Abraham's talking about, when we feel like we don't have enough time and we don't feel like we don't have enough money. And they're basing it in the laws of the universe of what to do and how I can't feel like I don't have enough time and have enough time. I can't feel like I don't have enough money and have enough money. They say really great words. I wrote them down word for word and here they are. If you feel you do not have enough time to do all the things that you need or want to do, your attention to lack negatively impacts you much more than you realize. A feeling of being overwhelmed is your indicator that you're denying yourself access to ideas, conditions, rendezvous, and all manner of cooperation that could assist you if you were not disallowing them. Interesting. The feeling of being overwhelmed is my indicator, like a gas gauge, right? It's an indicator showing me how much fuel is in the car. No big deal. If it's on low, just put some gas in and raise it up. So feeling overwhelmed is my indicator that I am not allowing, that I'm in a negative attraction place, and law of attraction, the most powerful law in the universe, is responding to me. And from that place of overwhelmment, I'm not a vibrational match to all of the ideas, all of the cooperative components that are available, but not to me when I'm in that place. So it's helpful to remember that overwhelmment is not the way to go. So what do? Well, here they go on to say, it's an uncomfortable cycle where you feel shortage of time, you focus upon your overloaded schedule, and then you feel overwhelmed. And in all of that, you offer a vibration that makes improvement impossible. Interesting. You have to begin telling a different story. All right, here we go. Here's the answer. You have to begin telling a different story. You cannot continue to comment on how much you have to do and how little time you have without holding assistance away. Telling a new story. So what's Abraham saying here? Get my focus, my attention off of what is. Get it off of what is. And what I'm going to have to do in order to do this is know how it goes. If I don't know that I'm a vibrational being and there is a law, the most powerful law in the universe, law of attraction, and the events and circumstances of my life are actually unfolding in accordance with the vibration that I'm offering or have offered in the past, my current reality being my past vibration, which means I have to get my attention off the current. I cannot look at how I don't have enough time or I don't have enough money and tell that story and beat that drum and have things change. I have to get my mind off of it. There is a cooperative universe at your fingertips, ready and able to help you in more ways than you can begin to imagine. But you deny yourself that benefit as you continue to complain about having too much to do. As you feel like you do not have enough money, your attention to the lack of money disallows the avenues that could bring you more. Interesting. They're saying there's avenues that could bring more money. But my attention to the lack, to the money I do not have, disallows those avenues. So I'm not a vibrational match. So what do I have to do? Tell a new story. Focus on positive aspects. Focus on the time that I do have. Focus on the money that I do have. Do it deliberately. I'm going to have to do it deliberately to get in the game and start telling a new story. I find great power and benefit in writing that story, putting it on paper. To listen to music, one of the things that I like to do is listen to music so I get myself in a good zone. And then once I listen to music, I feel very happy. Some good feeling music, and then when I'm happy, now write. Abraham calls it your workshop. They say 15 minutes a day, do your workshop, get yourself in a good feeling zone, whatever you got to do. First I meditate, then listen to some music, and then from that good feeling place, write down that new story, put it on paper, and note to self, if I'm not willing to put it on paper, if I'm not willing to take the time to take my pen or my pencil or whatever you want to write with, write, not in a note, no, on paper. If I'm not willing to take that time, well then, don't complain. My God, if I just took the complaining time out of my life and made it writing things down, writing my goals, writing my intentions, writing the story of my life as I would like it to be, If I'm not willing to write it, well then what would I like? Be willing, be that willing, be a cooperative component. How about lend a hand, baby? All right, they say you just cannot look at the opposite of what you want and get what you want. It just isn't the way the universe works. You have to begin telling a different story. You have to find a way to create a feeling of abundance before abundance can come to you. As you begin to feel freer regarding the expenditure of time and money, doors will open. People will come to assist you. Refreshing and productive ideas will occur to you, and circumstances and events will unfold. As you change the way you feel, you access the energy that creates worlds. It's there for your ready access at all times. How exciting! The energy that creates worlds. The energy that creates worlds. It can certainly pay whatever bill that I have. It can certainly help me have a little more time to do the things that really call to my heart. My God, it creates worlds. I think it can handle whatever I got going on. And this energy, what Abraham is saying here, this is why it's so exciting to write the passages, to report in on this information, to study the law, because it's so uplifting and so exciting. The energy that creates worlds is available every moment. And now my part is to access it. Like plug the light socket in, right? You have a light, it has all the technology to brighten up a room, but it has to be plugged into its power source in order to do that. It's not the light's broken if it's not working, it's just not plugged in. It has everything, it just needs to plug in. So how do I plug in? How do I plug in? How do I tap in? How do I allow that energy that creates worlds? Focus on that which feels good. Find a way to feel good. Do whatever it takes. Meditate, read, write, listen to music, play music, dance, go to the sun, go to the beach, go for a long walk, go for a run, go lift some weights, juggle, whatever it takes. Write things down. Write down the story of my life as I choose for it to be. Listen to Abraham. Listen to conversations with God. Do whatever it takes to feel good. And from that good feeling place, from that frisky, fun feeling place, now I'm accessing this energy that creates worlds. How exciting. And now ideas are going to come. And now cooperative components and the experiences of my life are going to unfold in a much more favorable way, more to my liking. And it's up to me. It's helpful for me to remember that if I'm complaining, well, that's just me showing how little I know about how the universe works. Like, as CoachAMillerLight, I just have to go ahead and say no more of that, not letting myself. Because how can I come on here and report on this and then go complain? That just means I do not get how it goes. And I choose to be someone who represents the law, the long arm of the universal law, baby. To stand up and prove that we have access to the energy that creates worlds. We could certainly have health. We could certainly have abundance. We certainly can have harmonious relationships. We certainly can have all things we choose. And in fact, do have them in vibrational escrow is what the law says. So we'll get into that here on a later time because I see we're coming up to our time here. So I'm so excited about this. And what's the moral of the story, the lesson of the day? Tell a new story. The moral of the story? Tell a new story. Tell the story of my life the way I choose for it to be. Find a way to get into a good feeling zone, whatever it takes. We all have our way. We all have that thing that works. And it's worth it. We deserve it. We owe it to ourselves. One person who's connected to the stream of all that is more powerful than millions who are not. We can make a great difference not only in our lives, but in all of humanity. By what? Telling a new story. Get in the game. Start focusing on positive aspects. Count my blessings. Look at the things that are going good. Focus on what I do have instead of what I do not. And at first, it's going to take me moving myself over. Okay, here I am on that end of the stick, on the end of not having. I know, because I don't feel good. I feel overwhelmed. I don't feel happy. I feel nervous. That means I'm on the negative. Switch myself over to the positive and keep doing it until it takes, until I'm on that positive train and I feel the energy flow in. All right, people. So good to be here with you today. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, this is CoachAMillerLight reminding you, tell a new story. Tell the story of the way you choose it to be. The story of upliftment and joy and positivity.